Welcome to Champion Investor 2024. This is the first official update. It's up and running. The competition started. It's a week old, and I've been overwhelmed by the amount of people taking part. Over hundreds and hundreds have joined and started playing in the last few days alone. So that's you. Thank you very much. Now, I want to keep this momentum going. So if you know someone who wants to learn about investing, because I think it should be taught in schools, it's invaluable. And back when I was a kid in school, I learned lots of stuff, lots of subjects in school that I've never ever used again since. But investing is invaluable. And if it wasn't down to my A-levels economics teacher who started, a fantasy stocks and shares competition, I would never have learned. So I want to pass this around, and hopefully it'll inspire others to get involved. So if you are an economics, teacher or a business study teacher, then please share this with your students, because I'm sure some of them will be inspired to learn about investing, and it will help them throughout life. Okay. There's also been some impressive gains on the first week. I've been astounded by it. So the first point about investing in the stock market is to make money, and it's not easy. So if you do that, you're doing very well. But what type of return should you be happy with when it comes to investing in the stock market? Well, let's have a look at other things out there. So right now, interest rates are quite high. So you can get savings accounts which are very safe, paying you a 5% return. All right. UK government bonds around about 6%, and they're very safe investments. Now, the FTSE 100, which is the biggest companies in the UK listed on the stock market, annualize about 5.4%. A total return, that's with dividends reinvested, about 7.48%. The S&P 500, which is the biggest indices in the US, all the big companies, has returned on average historically around about 10.26%. Okay, so if you can beat 10.26% every year, you're doing very well. And if you can't, you may as well go into a fund that just tracks the index of the S&P 500. Okay. Now, this man here, Warren Buffett, regarded as the most successful investor of all time. He's managed to achieve an annualized return of 19.8% from 1995 to the present day. Okay. Now, this is what that looks like. Let's say you put £10,000 in on year one. In 20 years, that'd be £319,480. So you can see the power of compounding. Basically, this is the power of getting 20%, not only in what you invested, but on the profits as well every year. And this is compounding. It's one of the 8th wonders of the world, they say. All right? So then there's this week's leader on Champion Investor, Josh, SP89. From £100,000, that's literally a week ago, he's turned that into £275,000. That is phenomenal. Also, Laconic doing very well, £126,000. FWM888, £111,000. All these people are making excellent gains, top 10 of the list there. Okay, doing very, very well. Now, achieving a £275,000 from £100,000 is a gain of £175,000. How did he do it? How did he do this? So, investing is all about risk and reward. This, Josh, who's the current leader, the current champion investor, took a very high-risk strategy, and it paid off. Sometimes it doesn't, but it did pay off for now. I hope he's taking a bit of profit, because that may go down. So, he invested his full £100,000 in a high-risk company called Angle PLC. Okay, Angle is a small, loss-making biotechnology company, and they say their Parsortix technology has the potential to deliver profound improvements in clinical and health economic outcomes in the diagnosis and treatment of cancer. Now, cancer is one of the biggest disease problems out there, kills a lot of people. So if you can come up with a way of finding better ways to diagnose cancer, then you're onto a winner. So the day after Josh invested his £100,000, Angle released significant news about breakthrough clinical results. And what happened? This is what happened to the chart. This is in one day. It went up by 136% in one day. And Josh put his entire £100,000 in that. It did come back down by 17% the next day. So it was a very risky strategy. I said, putting all your money into one stock. And if you look at the chart, this phenomenal time. So Josh invested here on the 3rd of January. On the 4th, they released the breakthrough news, and it went gangbusters. But if you go back and look at this chart, this is a chart now going back to, this is 2023. It's literally, this stock has underperformed for many, since what? 2021, it was at 143 a share. Even with that rise that happened this week, it's gone up by, it's at 26 pence. So, phenomenal timing from Josh. I've got to say, well done, Josh. Maybe a bit of luck involved, but that was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal timing. So, what lessons can we learn from this? If you want big reward, you need to take a bit more risk. And what do I mean by that? This means looking at smaller companies. If you look down here, Angle, right? The market capitalization of Angle is £67 million. Okay, and that's after the rise. Companies with smaller market capitalizations tend to be more volatile. This means there's greater upside, but also greater downside. All right? Now, what is market capitalization? It's basically the shares in issue on the stock market times by the share price. So, example, if a company's share price is £1, the shares in issue are 50 million, the market capitalization is 50 million. All right? So if you're looking for big returns, look for smaller companies. But these small companies can fall as fast as they can rise. All right? So putting all your money into just one of these small companies is a boom or bust strategy. So be careful. All right? Maybe a bit of diversification is needed. But I've got to say, well done, Josh. Hope you bank some profit, like I say, because these stocks can be quite volatile. Biotechnology companies are loss-making in that area, are very volatile, but your timing was impeccable. Now, it's been a good week for many, but it's still only the first week, so plenty to play for. And look out for some new features coming to the website very soon. They'll be added. And if you have any suggestions, please let me know. In the meantime, I want to inspire other people to learn about investing. So if you're already an investor, it's good to test out strategies. But also, like I said, if you are an economics teacher or you teach business studies or you know someone does that, please pass it on. Thank you all for taking part so far. And next time I do an update, who knows? It could be you at the top of the leaderboard and the one they're calling the champion investor.